Oh my goodness, am I seeing correctly? Yes, guys, your eyes are not deceiving you. And just like I promised, guys, here is my one-shot flak build coming right dab down the middle. So get ready, guys, to see how you'll be able to do this one-shot build. This is LaserBolt, and just like I had promised prior to my Mo's build, here is my flak one-shot build that's going to have you guys laughing at everything that comes your way in the MALIWAN Takedown. Unlike the Mo's build, this is a little bit different in the fact that it's even better than the Mo's build due to the fact that this one, even if you go down or if you get a second wind, you will still be able to keep the power that you guys have in store. So how exactly do you put this build together? First, we're going to talk about the glitch that's going to be needed to be activated. Then we're going to go over the gear that you're going to need in order to have a maximum potential for this one. And then we'll go over the build that's going to make sure you guys stay alive and still do a ton of damage. So let's get started. So as of right now, you guys see right there, I am doing 6,321 damage. Now, that is going to be your standard damage that you're going to be outputting. It might be a little bit less for you guys because I have different sets of skill trees that are giving me multiple damage. So not only am I getting the 6,321, but I'm also getting those critical hit damages. But we'll talk about the build a little bit further. So how exactly do you go about getting this completed? Well, you're going to need a couple of items. And the first item we're going to be talking about is, of course, this shield right here, which is called the Road Rough Rider. Now, this Road Rough Rider, guys, it's what's gonna make this build or this glitch technically work and give you a total amount of power. Basically, what we're tapping here, guys, is plus 80% melee damage while shield is depleted. Now, I do have anointed. It says on action skill end, cooldown rate is increased by 20% for a short period of time. You get this with a different anointments. For example, one that would be very good here is while you have terror, get extra damage. You could also get the one that while your rack attacks hit, you get even more damage. Anything that gives you more damage would be extremely positive here because it's going to allow you to not have to do this as often as you need to. Now, that is the main requirement of this build. You need this Rough Rider for it to work because we want to make sure we're getting that plus 80 melee damage every single time that we're depleting. The reason why we want that is because our face puncher is considered a melee damage weapon. So every time we shoot this one, it's going to count as melee. So basically what you want to do in order to get this glitch to work is you're going to need this Rough Rider, and then you're going to need another Rough Rider shield. Now, this is going to be very important. And one more thing that it's going to be extremely important is you want to make sure that those are the only shields you have in your inventory. If you have another shield, it might mess it up, what we're going to be doing. So just make sure you have a Road Rough Rider and you have another Rough Rider on your inventory. It doesn't matter what it is as long as it's another Rough Rider. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go to your menu and go to your items. And once you're in your item section, you're going to go ahead and equip the other Rough Rider, and you're just going to keep doing that back and forth until your heart desires. So the more you do this, the more you're stacking that 80%. So you want to make sure you do this back and forth. Now, you could do this 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes. Theoretically speaking, I think the best way to go about it is if you do this for 15 minutes, you guys should be good to go. Now, you do not want to exit out of your menu when you're doing this. You just want to make sure you keep going and going. So I'm going to say do this for 15 minutes, and then you guys should be good to go. The cool thing about this glitch is that you'll be able to carry this all over until you decide to quit the game. Not going to reset if you go down. It's not going to reset if you get second wind. It's not going to reset if you go to a different area. The only time this will reset is if you exit out of your menu, and that is the only other way to actually get this to deplete. The other way you could get this to deplete is if you don't have the right shield equipped. For example, if you're doing this and at the time you decide to exit out of your menu, you have to make sure you have the Road Rider selected. You do not want to launch in there with a different shield. You want to make sure you launch in with the Road Rough Rider shield. So here we guys are. We're going to do this a couple times, and I'm just show you guys kind of like an idea of what you could expect. They did this for a couple of times. I have the Rough Rider shield, and we're going to get an exit out of the menu. Now, we can no longer change our shield, but you'll see the damage we're outputting. So right there, 53k just for that little short period of time that we were doing that. So 53k right there. And plus we also get the multipliers with our critical hit shots, which is extremely powerful. Now, like I said, if you do this for 10-15 minutes, it's going to be extremely worth it due to the fact that it's going to make every single boss, every single enemy extremely laughable, as you'll be able to one-shot everything that comes your way. Now, we are going to be talking about other items that you want to make sure you have. So, you want to make sure you have a face puncher. Anything that gives you a cool anointment. I like the anointment that it gives me terror, and I'll explain why a little bit further down below. And of course, you have to have the Road Rider with another Road Rider so you can do the glitch. And as far as the class mod it's not going to be dependent on anything. You could have anything you want, but if you want to have my particular build, you're going to want to make sure you have this one equipped, and I'll explain why a little bit further down the road. Then after this one, actually you could switch this one to any other one. Like if you want the rack pack, you could have the rack pack. We could go with the rack pack, which we wouldn't have a problem with that. Or you could just go with any class mod worked here, so you guys should be good. Now, the one thing that is a requirement is this, guys, which is, it's not this particular shield. The only thing that's required about this particular thing is that you want to make sure that you have the following. So mine says melee attacks have a 30% chance to attach a sticky bomb. This is really important because this is going to give you even more damage. It's going to cut the time that you have to do that, that you're doing the swapping of the shield a lot better, because that sticky bomb is going to give a lot of damage. It's like, it does a lot, guys, trust me. So like if you have 1 million in damage, the sticky bomb is going to be doing at least 4 to 5 million in damage, which is really powerful. Now, if you don't have the shield and you don't have the melee attaches a 30% chance, you can have anything up there, but you want to make sure that your artifact has on melee attack return a portion of damage dealt to as health, because this is what's going to keep you alive. It's just going to make sure you have enough health. Remember, we have no shield, we only have health, and this is what's actually going to give you that health back. Now, in addition to that, there are multiple ways for you to get your health back. I'm going to explain in my build what we're going to be using in order to get our health back. But another thing that's going to be giving us our health is, of course, the grenade. Currently, right now, since I'm not really having a problem with the health, I have Wild Terrified gain ammo regeneration. That is just to make sure I have enough ammo in my face puncher. Even though it is not extremely needed, it's still very good to not be running out of ammo when you're doing content. So I would put this one. But if you are having problem with your health going down too fast, you want to make sure you pick up a grenade that says Wild Terrified, get your health back, and this should keep you guys alive. Now, let's talk about exactly what you need to put together as far as your build is concerned to make this even more powerful. All right, so now let's take a look at the build that's going to make this go even a lot faster. So we're going to be dumping a total of 5 points into Interplanetary Stalker. This is really good because it's going to convert your enemies into pets, into robots, into humans. We're also going to be dumping 4 points into Second Intention. This is going to give you faster reload speed, which is going to be very important, especially since we're just using one weapon. Then we're going to be dumping 5 points into Hunter Eye. This is going to give you bonus when we're fighting all the different types of enemies, which are the humans, robots, and beasts. We're going to be dumping 1 point into Head Count. This is going to give us cooldown time reduction, and it's also going to allow us to score critical hit chance to reduce our action skill, which we will be using a lot. Then we're going to be doing a total of 3 points into Hunter skill, become more effective each longer duration. Then we're going to have the most dangerous game. What this is going to do, it's going to give us a little bit of cash reward, since, in case we need a little bit of cash. But the main reason we want to do this is because when we kill a badass or a stronger enemy, we're going to gain increased critical damage, gun damage, and also weapon handling. We're going to be dumping 1 point into Galactic Shadow, once again enhancing our critical hit chance. We're going to be dumping a total of 5 points into, I think we dumped 4 points here into Grim Harvest. And this is going to give us gun damage 21 and our action skill damage plus 70. Even though we're not going to be using our guns, our action skill too much for damage, we're mostly going to be using it for health. And last but not least, guys, we're going to be dumping 1 point into Megavore, once again increasing our critical hit chance. As far as action skills that we're picking up the rack attack. We're going with the Falconer Feast. Basically, anytime our racks hit, it's going to restore a little bit of health. Really important because we're going to pretty much be spamming a rack attack, so we'll be able to get that health regen really fast. Then we're going to go with the Rack Accelerator. Increases the cooldown rate, so we can spam that very frequently. And for our pets, And for our pets, we're using the Spider Ant Scorcher. Now, the only other tree we're going to be tapping our skills are on Master. And here we're going to go with 2 points with Ferocity. Pet damage is increased. We're going to go with Persistence Hunter, increasing our gun damage and our action skill duration. We're going to also be dumping 4 points in Who Rescued Who. This is going to be mostly primary for health regen. 1 point into He Bites. It's going to reflect the damage. 5 points into Frenzy, damage plus 4 per stack, which is really good. And 5 points into Barbaric Yap, increase the power of a pet's bonuses granted to Flak. And of course, we're picking up 3 points from Pack Tactics from our class mod. That is the build that you guys want to put together, and it's gonna make everything go super easy for you guys, one-shotting everything your way. If you play as Mose, if you play as Sane, if you play as Amara, I have builds on one-shot builds, so you guys are more than welcome to check those out. I'll let the rest of the video play out so you guys can enjoy the footage of me one-shotting everything in the raid. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.